Mm, Well, I'm gonna be real, life is wonderful. YouTube, I'll just say this, I'm a man of regard, I'm a man of love, I'm a man of sex, intimacy, politeness, delightfulness, encouraging, wealth enriching, comeliness, humble, gratitude, tribute, enrichment, sexual, intimate, um, you know, the intensity and instant in reality. And this is the time right now. And it's 2019. I'll say YouTube complex, Chicago, you know, H&L, Helen, Minot, Montana. I'm an Asian man, I love Indian. I love Indian girls. That's light skinned Hispanic, Latin, Latino girls, especially Asian looking girls. With, I like girls that's short, small waists, flat stomachs, small handful size titties, like light nipples, small nice heads, skinny heads, not round but real small nice heads, small noses, a girl with Asian nose that's like a small nice Asian nose, chinky eyes, different color eyes with the hair matching their eyes, thick ankles, feet size probably like 3 to 4, uh, bow-legged, sideways, backwards, a camel toe plump pussy, a nice camel toe plump pussy, a fat ass that sticks out, that looks jiggly fat. A girl with nice arms, her arms don't jiggle too much or nothing like that. A girl that is not into serpentine magic. A girl that is even if she was in magic, she'd be in a craft. She wouldn't be in serpentine magic trying to look different. A girl that would get rid of people that's into serpentine magic. A girl that's cleansy, clean, a fragrance that smells clean, wonderful. You know, shaved privacy parts. A girl that would never be hairy or ever, that wouldn't be a demonic or demeanor or ugly girl. A girl that always keeps in shape where you can even look, her stomach be so flat when she sits down, she can still see her crotch and her pelvis doesn't have a pouch. Nice thighs not too wide, or hips not too thighs are not wide. Thighs are nice, soft skin, but hips are that's not too wide. But a butt like if this was her back, her butt would be like a nice little plump. If she was like 5'3" in height, she would be like 130 34 pounds, the most, or 35 pounds. Not even 30, 135 pounds would be a little too much. Like, I say 132 pounds, 135 pounds, 132 pounds. She was like 5'2". She probably weighed like 129 pounds the most, or 128 pounds, 20, 30 pounds. If she was 5'1", like the most she would weigh probably like 127 or or 25 pounds. And if she was 5 feet, she wouldn't weigh more than 123 pounds. I'm a man. I like light skinned girls lighter in my complexion, or in you know, soft, silky, wavy, curly hair, soft, silky, wavy, straight hair, soft, silky, straight hair, soft, silky, straight, curly hair, soft, silky, straight. wavy hair, soft, silky, wavy hair, soft, silky, curly hair, soft, silky, curly, wavy, curly, straight hair, straight, wavy, curly hair, a nice nose. Like, see my nose? My nose is nice, but a girl with like a little smaller nose, a little smaller nose, not wide, a little smaller nose, not too much of high cheekbones or without high cheekbones, like a flatter face, a nice face, a face, a nice, pretty, never would look like the picture that I seen, like I told you with Shimon songs, never looks nothing like that. I don't like girls that really look like that. I like girls that wear more pretty, chinky eyes, looking more Asian, like Asian Latin, Asian Hispanic, Asian Latino, Asian China, like Asian Chinese or Korean, Japanese, Indian, light skinned girls. I love girls that look like, she wouldn't have no witchcraft. You know how girls have that witch nose, like their nose is like witches? Nah. I like girls like real Asian noses. Like, you ever seen um the television show with the Empress in the Palace? Yeah, or the Empress. What's the other one called? It'd be like the Asian. I like girls that look like that. I even like white Caucasian girls. White girls that look Asian also, or like Indian girls. If they were ever black dark skinned girls, I would say she would have to be like real dark. The dark skinned girls that look like the crisp, like a a a a dark depth of the gold, like a black. Doesn't look nothing brown. It's like a dark depth of gold with nice color, nice silky wavy Indian hair. But you wouldn't find those type of girls in no deal. You probably find those girls in Chicago. Uh, Girls like that probably in, Virginia, certain, not even Atlanta. You would find, like, you would find in certain parts of Atlanta, certain parts of Florida, because majority of Florida is really Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic, Latin, Latino. So you find like probably a small majority of girls that's like dark skin meaning like not brown skin but dark skin, or indigenous, like or dark, like wavy silky hair, like I said, or that fit the description, like I said. You will find probably a little bit in New York. You really wouldn't find those type of girls. It wouldn't be in the north, so you'll probably find them in like South Carolina. Girls like in South Carolina, Virginia, certain parts of Virginia. Although those parts I was speaking of, the real parts, you just find majority of white girls, like eight Caucasian girls, Indian girls, with light skin, Hispanic, Latin, Latinos, or indigenous girls. Caucasian, Chinese, Korean girls, Taiwanese girls, Philippine girls. I love Philippine girls because Philippine girls got nice small noses and they got like medium sized, nice lips and chinky, beautiful eyes. Different color eyes, like nice hair. Their lips are not bubble. They don't have bubble lips. They have like nice small. It's not juicy, but small, medium sized lips that's real nice. They got nice. They got small faces. You know, they don't got big foreheads, nice shaped heads. You know, those type of girls, those are the girls I like. You know, smell good inside and out, sweet fragrances. Like their back has a crease in their back, where their back, the lower part of their back have two dimples, and then they have that, you know, the bubble butt, and then they stomach be flat, you know, small nice nipples, not nipples that's widespread, like small nice nipples, perky nipples, you know, short shoulder length space, nice arm reach distance, you know. Girls that doesn't look like animals or have anything to do with animals. Girls that don't have wild emotions. Girls that's more like how can I say this? They probably could be like somewhat athletic, but not too athletic tone. Like they wouldn't be athletic muscle bound girls. I don't like muscle bound girls like athletic tones. I like girls from the heights of like 4 feet to 5'5" in height, 5'6" in height. Really 5'5", 5'4", 5'3" in height. That's the girls I like. Uh, if they're 5'4", they weigh like most 140, 47 pounds. 5'5", they weigh the most 155 pounds, 153 pounds. They would never weigh more than that type of, you know, weight class. 5'6", they would weigh like 159 pounds. They wouldn't weigh more than that. You know, you gotta go up weighing 160 pounds. That's really pushing. 5'6", that's 61 pounds. Probably that's about it. Probably 60 pounds. But it would never be more than that. And you know, I like girls that's bow-legged, that stand from side, like they're bow-legged from the side. You can see the gap between their legs. Nice toned legs, soft skin. You know, a bubble butt that it looks like a bubble butt bounces and jiggles. Like you see how like girls pictures on the internet, like when they bend over, it looks like a voluptuous heart shape, but it's still with the heart, and then their crotch just pokes out, looks like it just looks like an eye, like a miniature peeking eye that looks at you and stuff. That is like a suction cup that sucks you back in. You know, it's like wonderful. You know, you know, girls' crotch that looks like you got the natural covering. Like you can't just see their clit. It looks like they got the natural covering. Those are the type of girls I like. So, anything else looking loose in terms, you know, nah. I don't like skinny girls. I don't like bony looking girls that look sick, you know, or the ones you like the models that they be having on television that you couldn't tell the difference. Nah, I don't like those type of people. Those type of girls. Or fat girls, or girls with flat asses, like you know the teardrop ass. The girls with the teardrop ass, it looks like their ass fade out and stuff, and they got like a little bottom hook and stuff. Like you know the white girls that doesn't went wrong throughout the generations of time. Nah, I don't like girls like that. You know, white girls, real Caucasian girls, and white girls have real voluptuous, nice butts. And Asian girls also, once you see they start looking flat and stuff, that's something that's going on. So you keep that away from me. Girls with all the straight teeth in their mouth, you know? They don't smoke, they don't drink coffee. You know, girls that doesn't smoke, don't drink coffee, none of that. Don't drink Pepsi, Coca-Cola, none of that. Nah, Dr. Pepper, none of that. None of that. None of that. You keep that shit away from me. And girls that don't eat pork and doesn't eat meat. You know, like how could you be a girl that eats pork or meat? That don't make no sense. Like, I don't know if a man takes you out to eat and he orders steak, especially if he makes you eat seafood, pork or meat. It depending, like if it's a man, like you know, I'm the celestial being, so it's a difference of one's habitation for one's acknowledgement, because probably the atmosphere, certain individuals you might be around maybe a form of repetitiveness. So you might, if I ever did something, like it'd be different. But I don't do things like that. I'm a type of man. Like if I take girls out now, I only order certain type of things. I'd rather them. There's ways they can eat without having to eat meat to keep their weight up. There's different things. Girls that's educated and knows how to keep their weight up without eating meat. Doesn't eat Starburst, gummy bears, pork. I don't eat. It doesn't make no sense to eat pork products because that's like killing your pigmentation and then also killing your love. In a form of way in physics and science. That's like a person manipulating you to kill yourself to not care about the reason of your habitation. So I would never do stuff like that. Like airhead, nah, no, 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 no. Certain things is okay, but I don't eat. You got men feeding you meat and all types of nah. Girls are like salad, rice, soup, potatoes, beans, fries, vegetables, certain certain seasoned certain seasoned bakeable certain seasoned um ovened or or steamed vegetables or steamed form of breaded or pastry, you know, that's healthy. I'm not gonna tell you tofu because tofu is something else. So I'll tell you, you have to know how to cook to know the difference. So like festivals, roti skin, you know, burrito bread, taco bread, being, different, different type of, I like different, a girl that's eating meat or she feels like she wants to go be a cannibal or carnivore. There's no reason. There's so many products. People that eat meat can buy meat. You're gonna have, you have fucked up fat. You got fat people out there, people with demeanors that's with fucking mean and stupid. That doesn't be polite. I like girls that's polite. To speak to me, to be with me, you gotta be polite, delightful. It seems like ditziness, but not really ditziness. It's really like a politeness, or it's just a real spontaneous and loving person. Only with me, if they're speaking to other guys, you can act mean, vindictive, or a certain type of way. I like girls like when we're alone, like kind of aggressive but not too aggressive. I like girls that's kind of sarcastic. That is, you know, they could be aggressive. Like if they want to be violently aggressive with other men, like if another man don't get it, they just want to brush another man off. You know how girls, get out of here. They tap you in your face, mush you, or push you, or yeah. I don't care. I like watching things like that. It'd be funny to me, but just don't ever do it to me, for real. I don't fuck that situation. I ever do that shit to me, but a girl will never be rude with me in the physical. Yeah, that's what I like. So anything else, they could do that. They could be rude to other men to get them away, or to get them out their life, or finish them, finish them, just remove them. Don't give them any form of comfort or happiness. Just get them out of here. There's nothing to even just speak about. So if they're a predatory individual, You know, it'll be instant to know you'll be able to tell them their reality. But when it comes to me, I just like girls being polite, delightful. You know, I'm a man that's like a real Japanese man. Even in privacy, in my own secrecy, I even like girls that's submissive a certain type of way, but polite and encouraging for 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 conduct conversations of intellectualness. Girls that doesn't like watching wild attributes of the physical reality. Girls that's hilarious, loving mentalities, watching loving, romantic mentalities, hilarious, somewhat like martial arts action packed movies, but not too much element damage of the physical, like modern old martial arts movies that you know I like girls that like stuff like that. So it's a difference. And or like spontaneous, magical movies or cartoons. When the digital system, with the cartoons and stuff. I like things like that. Adventurous cartoons, movies, or martial art adventurous cartoon movies of regard, especially if they're of regard, to regard the habitation of the intellectual equality of existence, or economic equality of the educational habitation. I love those type of cartoons and stuff. Japanese animated and English versions. You know, um, I like cartoons that get rid of the slothfulness or mentality of men wanting girls to be escorts or hookers. Girl cartoons that get rid of slothful mentality of other men wanting them to be submissive or some dominatrix hookers. I like cartoons that turns that type of that energy off, that dominatrix escort hooker mentality off, that doesn't give the outside men stupidity that want to cause the end of a physical feminine being reality to be worn out. So I like cartoons like that and like shows like that. I don't like anything that encourages men to be gay. I don't like girl shows that encourage men to be gay. Even girls, I don't even want girls to encourage men to be gay. If you see a man acting gay, then you should stay away from that man, because he's gonna confuse their reality when it comes to sex, and you don't need no surprises at a time of him trying to do funny things, because he's just trying to lure his way into your habitation. So he could be acceptable of him doing certain things, and next thing you know, some funny shit happens. Now, people. I like girls that keep away from gay men. Gay men are gay. They don't really like being around girls anyway. They don't like girls, so they don't have no reason to be around a girl that is even a lesbian or gay, because if you're gay, that means you just want to be around guys, so you shouldn't really want to hang out with girls. There's no reason why you want to look at girls who are shopping for panties, bras, or sitting at their house just trying to be on their couch with it. There's no reason to even go to a girl's house, because what you're after is cock all day. So you just after cock all day. So either way, just stay away from a girl before you pollute her vagina, or because if you're going into assholes all day, you don't want nobody sitting on your couch or your bed that's just deteriorating their dick, that's leading their dick into shit, sitting in your habitation of your comfort, when you want to be a clean smelling, feminine being. It doesn't make no sense. A guy that's kept fucking in his ass and sucking dick. Get the fuck out of here. That's a nigga that's gonna cause you to get pimples on your face, poppables. You know, it's a poppable individual. It's gonna cause pimples on you. You're gonna get the fuck out of here. You know, niggas that end up getting you locked up in jail and shit. Those are the type of niggas. They'll cause somebody or say wrong things to them. It'll cause a physical fight. You know, it don't make no sense for a girl standing up for another individual, certain type of way. You know, it's just like, you know, if you're a pretty girl, don't get into those type of things because those are the type of men that'll deteriorate you. You know, it doesn't make no sense. You can't be a cleansy, pretty girl trying to live a happy life, and you got a man that's being demonic, just fucking in his ass with a shit dick and a shit mouth, want to eat on your plate, drinking from your cup. You know, you know, you know being using your bathroom now. That's deterioration. You know, you don't want none of his privacies reflecting on anything of enlightenment in your house. You know, keep that out your car. I'm sorry, get the fuck out. You know, what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. You can, you know? Girls that doesn't like animals in their house. I don't. That's the type of girls I like. I used to tell my wife, even Artemis and Autumn, I used to tell them back in the day, I said, they'd be like, hey man, if you have the kids turning into animals and they learn certain science, it's good to keep their senses of alert. If emergency, they could turn, you know, get away. But if they're doing it on a daily basis, like this is how they live, and then once they start taking shits outside, pissing outside on purpose on you, shitting on you outside, and like Autumn, I used to tell her exactly like Autumn. I used to be like, once you see it on me, I used to tell on me, look, once you see individuals pissing outside, shitting outside, and they know magic and they're just doing that for they're just doing some weird shit like that. They're shitting on elements and the natural habitation of nature. And then you have bathrooms, you have outhouses and stuff like that. Back in the day, you had outhouses, but now you got bathrooms, you got stalls. If you see them doing things like that, and then they want to be in an animal form for an excuse to shit on the earth when the earth is not looking, saying they don't give a fuck about the earth because they're just really thinking about wild emotions and going buck wild and crazy and just be on some rape predatorial rapist rapist vibration of their consciousness. They're just trying to fulfill their wild emotion, a certain type of way of being butt naked just to run into some pussy that infect some girl's privacy because they've just been exposing themselves all day, and another person has, and on top of it, they've been doing in the intricacies of receptiveness because they're hair follicles. You know, once you see things like that, you know, that's some shit that's just gonna go sick instantly. Like I used to tell the empresses Artemis and Autumn, I used to be like, once you start seeing that that'll start causing the solar eclipse on your planet. If that happens too much, that means that somebody's cutting your conduct. Now it's causing your eye to really widen open and think about how to focus to murder somebody a certain type of way. That's like the natural habitation of your obligation of your orbit that's telling you how real the situation is. It's saying if you can't see, then you need to just open your eye because you got some shit that's about to turn you that wants you to black out and get locked up. So you don't need that type. That's what the planet is warning you about. That's what the solar eclipse is about. So, you know, I just tell them, you know, once you see you have people that's turning into animals and they secretly want to go hide in a corner or some crevice, go take a shit and piss, and then just run around grabbing all type of branches and trees, running into de, how can I say this, demoralizing soil, and then grabbing the tree and it being all wild and shit. Nah, once you start seeing things like that, that shit is just cryptically letting you know in a light form. And remember, the animals have hair follicles, so the receptiveness, they just don't give a fuck about you. They're just trying to murder you. So, you know, they're just really showing people signs on, like, you know, it's starting not to care about their habitation and stuff, you know. I just wife, that's if you see animals of the hair follicles and receptiveness, you start taking sign like shits in crevices and little places and stuff, or some cracks. Remember they have hair follicles, the animals. So you have outhouses, you have bathrooms, you have all type of stuff. So once you see like animals that have hair follicles, or the children turning into things, funny things, and then you're just taking shits outside pisses, or going into demoralizing soil and grabbing branches and all that. Those are just early signs of the receptiveness of their hair follicles, of their habitation, showing you they really don't give a fuck about the earth or nature, and then before certain things start happening. And I'm a man of obligation, like I said. If your eye turns around and tells you you open your pupil because it's something that you really got to handle and murder because individuals just doing some more funny shit, you just got to get rid of it, because you know, if it is good to do certain things a certain type of way, but the children, even the children of this that are educated of this planet, at a time of their habitation, have their own earth in other places. So they shouldn't even be here on the earth. This is a private social economic system of refinement. So if you have men over here, then they doing funny demonic magic, taking shits and wanting to run around with wild emotions, looking like dogs with hair follicles and receptiveness, and exposing themselves on a demoralizing level of wild emotions, and just wanted just to jump in pussy or deteriorate pussy after sitting on the floor, and then the hair follicles and receptiveness seeping back into their skin and their pores. Nah, better get rid of that, man. What is that? It's like if that shit busts a nut, what is it having at the time? Oh my god. That's like the danger of the reality. It just created the predatorial murder of the habitation of the earth and shit, The deterioration or demoralizing of the earth. And start having blood wounds and shit like that. The earth start crying and shit. Gotta be careful after that. I'm just telling you earlier, and certain girls, and girls of elemental, how can I say this? High intellect or elemental girls of wickery or the craft, or girls of concentration of habitation of their physical, of their hygiene, of cleanliness, or their art, or their health. I'll just say, be careful of staying away from people in time that want to cause you to do animalistic magic, that just want to demoralize you, or cause you to be on an animal because they just want you to have an animalistic vibration. You know how some people used to make people ride horses? Horses used to take you from a trip, but then, then the horses starts doing all wild, and they take your horse to the derby, then it starts, so people want to ride on it, then it's going all crazy, like, the receptiveness of the crotch is so, nah. Going to a bar, they want to ride the mechanical bulls, nah. Another nigga go to a bar playing pool, and then bullseye and shit, and then want to speak to a girl. You want to get in her crotch? Nah. Bullseye. A beer all day and shit. It's like, why would a man want to take you to a bar to thin in your blood all day? All day you thinning in your blood with alcohol, and then want to have sex with a man? Oh man. He's not even of a refinement? Nah. If you get a disease, how about if the nigga was a wild animal with hair follicles that receptors inside his pores, like his hair follicles retract inside his pores? Uh, what would you do? Because the nigga probably been crawling around on a deteriorating floor, cracks, all type of shit. People moosh. You never know where the nigga been on a certain type of way, and then he wants to drink alcohol, thin in your blood, and then have sex, and then you start getting sick. skinny, start having hair bump. You look like you have pimples and AIDS, and then you wondering what you start smelling stink, and then you wonder what happened. Whoa, nigga killed you. Nigga took you to the bar to kill you. This nigga sacrificed probably took you to go eat some wild chicken, red chicken, some fish or something. Nah, if you start doing things like that, big girl, you're on your way. You're finished. Nigga took you to go get a burger and shit. Well done, extra grease. Oh, hell no. You don't know what the fuck. You know, that shit ended up a burger. So, no. If back in the days you could have, back in the days you were able to go to McDonald's and still be okay. But now, I mean, watching things about werewolves, cursed animals, and shit that turn into cursed animals. And then you got some wild emotion coyotes and shit. Yeah. Remember, you know what coyotes really look like? They don't look like the coyotes with the humpback that you be seeing. The real coyotes don't look nothing like that, my nigga. If you ever seen a real coyote, my nigga, a real coyote is like an all gray. It was like an all gray. A real coyote looked like a somewhat like a bulldog pit bull. That doesn't have that much fur or certain type of way. If you start seeing and they used to have a wonderful body shape, but that was of ancient times. You know, that was because of the receptiveness. You know, now you got coyotes. Them shits look like some mutated were werewolf, fucking German Shepherd, fucking I don't know what that shit is. It looked like a fucked up German Shepherd or type of I don't know, my nigga. That looks like somebody just if that shit went into somebody's harmony and then started doing the Chinese magic from the Chinese calendar and it turned into some shit that had a humpback and shit, that shit is fucked up. A part of the calendar right there. You don't know how. Oh my god, I can't even tell you about I don't know to start talking about. But I like girls that stay away from things like that. Girls, girls is that's complex. They stay away from things like that in life. You know, flexible, complex, flex. You know, artistic girls. You know how you have some people that look kind of semi-retarded, but they're fat. I don't like girls that are like semi-retarded fat. I like girls. They just look like they're artistic, and they still look sexy and pretty, and like the body shape I explained. You know, the weight and body shape I explained. With nice hair. You know, could speak. Pronunciation is wonderful. I don't like girls that have like a slowful speech, like they'll drool or spit on you. No, I don't like girls like that. That's like girls with wild emotions and coyotes. That's like like coyote girls and stuff. I don't like girls that partake in element science or physics with other men. You know, nah, don't do that. Not even girls that hang out with other men. Don't risk your life like that. You know, don't let niggas use your bathroom. They're just hanging out. You know, if a nigga gotta fix something, I like girls to do certain things for themselves. They don't really got me or men to do fixing and coming in their crib breaking towels or want to go in. Sometimes I be real, like the Amazon girls back in the days, they weren't really Amazons. They just, they knew what was going on, and they didn't need men to do certain things. I like girls like that. You remember girls that's like Gabrielle or certain other girls. Like if you ever watched Xena, like I didn't really like Xena. Xena looked like she should have been on my son's planet. She looked like she was kind of intruding on the planet of the natural habitation and stuff. Like she looked like she should have been on my son's planet. Like she don't look like she should have been on this planet. And so Gabrielle and certain other girls that was Amazons. were real sexy and pretty. The real Amazons were extremely sexy and pretty. But when she started having like, I'm not saying Xena wasn't sexy and pretty, but the real Xena was pretty. The real Xena, not the one on the television show. The real Xena, that's her daughter. But her daughter was pretty too. But she don't belong on this planet. She belongs on another planet. She wasn't supposed to be here on this planet. You know, if you seen her around girls that were short like Gabrielle, that means something was wrong. That was like an early warning sign that something is wrong. It's gonna get barbaric. Like, Gabrielle should have knew she should have started dipping from town to town, trying to be safe, and before things ended up barbaric. That means Gabrielle would have to gather up some other girls that was her height and her level of equality of the physical, and then they would have had to start moving with each other in a circular form of like 30, 50 deep or 60 deep from town to town, but not without raising suspicions, and without fucking up their secrecy. That was like once you started seeing tall girls like Xena or Brutus, or girls that was overweight, and they had to start making moves. That's the early sign for them to start making moves or stay away from girls that look like that from being in their circle and stuff, because those are girls that wasn't on the level of their quality. Remember, I told you in the past there were Nephilims and necromongering Nephilims. Like, they used to want to rape girls and do funny things like that. So if you see those type of girls in the physical reality, you gotta, if you're short and stuff, you gotta really be smart. Don't make it suspicious, but you gotta keep it moving. You know. Or find a man of quality that doesn't, and, well, not a man. Well, you have to find me. I'm the only man, but any other men, and then you start seeing girls like fat and Xena's height, stay away from those men, and that's social economics. If it's me, it's different. But if you see other men, then I don't know, you're in danger. I don't know how to tell you. You gotta keep yourself alert, cleansy, and all type of stuff. You can't. That's like a natural danger. That's like in the paradigm of time. The truth remains the same. It just adjusts with time. So that means something must be off around the consecration. So you got to be careful. So everything, especially if you're of high habitation or quality of one's social economic structure, you got to make sure everything stays clean and in order, and then people can't get near any forms of your secrecy. It's just like if you're in the house all day and you hear somebody outside playing music or things like that, or you feel that they might want to come intrude in your house, you know, you just have to disappear, or they can't find you. You got to be able to make a maneuver where they can't find you. I'm just being real with you. You want your life to be precise and correct. I'm just saying you're too complex. Can I cheat? Can. I'm really admired. I'm really inclined, so I'm gonna be real, you like places like, North Dakota, Kenya, I'm just being real, complex. Even tell the regarding eye of a jewel, even of the light sequence, how to regard itself. When the complexities of life, of the quality of refinement, even of intimacy or high intensity, of allureness, of the extreme pretty, extreme sexy, pretty, extreme pretty, sexy, pretty. pretty sexy, extreme pretty sexy, extreme sexy pretty, extreme pretty sexy fair, extreme sexy pretty fair, sexy pretty fair, pretty sexy fair, you know, complex, you know. I just told you everything, and all the videos of the YouTube Ralph Lane JR RALPH LALANNE JR, you know, Ra like pyramid highest, like America, like Asia Northeast, you know, JR. You know, this is, you know, you guys see the YouTube with Ralph Lane JR, white as gold. This is Ralph Lane JR, Majesty Chi, white as gold, and other videos, you know. But from what I've been telling you so far, 11, 20, you know, 121, you know, 11, you know, I'll just tell you, you know, YouTube, you know, is complex. Love one. Right on, man. Conduct of receptiveness and early acknowledgement and warning.